Back to it.
Fun times. Oh, man. Welcome to Movie Toast Live. Movie News Live, everyone. I'm Adam.
I'm Dennis. Oh,
sorry,
my God.
Sorry for setting you up like that, just so terribly. Well, should we take it again?
I forgot my name. Man. Yeah. I don't remember anymore. Who am I?
Man, there's so many movie toasters, I forget which one you are. But, wow. How you doing this week, man? Alan. Movie toaster Alan.
Movie toaster Alan. Dennis here, doing good. It's been an interesting week.
Yeah.
Just had a sick one in the house we had to take care of, so didn't watch as many movies as I didn't want to be ignoring but
the upside is at least this is a news episode, so that's good. At least we're not going to talk about that stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
so I'm with you. I didn't even have I didn't have a busy week, and I watched like one thing. It's like fucking failed this week. I don't know why that would count as a failure, but it was in my book.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
That's life. It's ready for another news sesh here. Got some interesting ones.
So you want to take this first one, or want me to take this first one?
I'm always up for taking the Star Wars news.
All
this
right.
is my favorite stuff. So, all right, folks, in the string of all of the Disney Plus series that are coming out, we've talked about Kenobi, we've talked about Cassian. Now there is word of a Lando series coming to Disney Plus.
Oh man.
I mean, come on. Now, not just a Lando series, but this is a series that Donald Glover has committed to, where he will be playing the man himself. This is going to be cool. I feel like these are the moments in Solo that we kind of alluded to that we finally will be able to get to enjoy.
Well, yeah,
these are the stories.
Solo, yeah, he was logging everything. He's like, Lando logger. I forget what it was. It wasn't lame like that. There was a little more work. But yeah, he was like logging everything, talking. And I feel like this is a great, Lando's always been my number one guy. Like, coolest, smoothest brother in the galaxy.
Fuck yeah. He's got a certain air about him. He has this presence. And it's, you can call it arrogance, but it seems to be earned. But he gets away with the shit he talks about. It's not just stories. He backs it up. He's led military forces and defeated the Empire in battle. This guy knows what he's doing. He's worked his way up the ranks within the rebellion itself. I know he held a higher rank towards the end of the Age of the Empire. So that'll be cool. Just seeing that stage of his life.
Yeah.
And then what was he up to? Now
how did he become in charge of Cloud City? How did Bespin become all under his fucking reign?
Oh, the man likes to gamble. I'm sure that will be an excellent game of oh my god.
Bakaru? No, I'm just making up now.
Fuck. No, oh my god, I should know. Pazak.
Yeah, Bizarre. Yeah, something like that.
I forget the name. Oh my god.
Which he clearly cheats at, but hey. And this is a perfect opportunity to maybe bring Billy D in to he intros each episode or voices over, and then we get Donald Glover starring in it.
Oh, totally. And then you could easily have him playing present day Lando.
Yeah.
While telling stories of what hijinks he got up to, the things maybe he's facing his own problem and he's remembering how he got through things in his past that is then portrayed by. There's a whole slew of things that we could get to partake in. I want to see what got him up to even that point in Solo, much less what took place between then and Empire Strikes Back, because even when the Death Star was destroyed, there's no way he didn't hear about that shit. That had to have a tremendous effect on the city he was in, the Bespin itself. So,
and that's
cool.
The crazy thing is, I didn't watch a lot of movies, I said this week, but I did watch a lot of little Zoom things and Comic-Con at home or whatnot. But something that happened a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, there was a community reunion episode of Joel McHale and Ken Jeong have a community podcast called The Darkest Timeline, and they're a couple of months ago, the guys in Community came together and did a table reading of an episode, and Donald Glover was there. And he had this look about him that he had a mustache, and it looked just like the Lando mustache. And I'm like, huh, that looks like his mustache he had in fucking Solo. And I'm like, I wonder if there's something brewing here, because there's talk that maybe there'll be a Solo 2, maybe not. And then I read this article, I'm like, huh. But I'm like, that's fucked up on me. It's like a man can't have a mustache because he had it in a movie. Like, maybe that's what his mustache looks like, but it looks specifically Lando Calrissian like.
He knows what that look will always be that, you know? And, I feel like Billy D probably had a similar thing. That mustache, when his hair was that length, it's like, oh, no, that's unmistakably Lando now.
And the crazy thing is, it's like Donald Glover is killing it over on FX with fucking Atlanta, and he's writing it, he's directing it, he's producing it. But I mean, there's still a little leeway time, and it's like he can go and do other things, and he has Childish Gambino going. So it's like, how far can he really go with this stuff? But it's like, why not? Disney's probably backing up trucks for him right now. It's like,
oh shit, yeah.
He was the best part of Solo, I thought, honestly.
Oh.
In my opinion, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I honestly, I can't find a reason to argue that. He was fantastic though. I mean, the guy just kind of kills it at anything he touches. He's a force to be reckoned with. I'm excited to see anything else he decides to do, but most excited to see him be more Lando, because that will always be the best. And there's a long list of potential directions, as we mentioned before, directions the story could go. But there is a rumor of a character that could pop up in the Lando series, as well as this character popping up in every other Disney Plus Star Wars series, more or less, at this point.
Dennis, do you mean there's going to be more Maul for all of us?
Yeah.
What a time, man. We mentioned this on the last movie news live episode. We want to see fucking Darth Maul, or Maul, whatever he's called these days, pop up and things, because he was so fucking badass in that one fucking minute clip over in Solo. And in the Clone Wars? Is that what it was?
Clone Wars and Rebels. He was in both of the series. He gets a lot more time. He gets his own episodes in those shows. So it's adding all of that into what you get in the movies creates this really badass character. One of my favorite Sith. For the even when he's not technically a Sith anymore, he's still one of my favorite Dark Force users ever.
And the fact that they say there's a rumor, I don't know where exactly it's coming from or going to, but the rumor is he is going to be in a bunch of different Star Wars shows. And it's like, we don't even know. We know what the Cassian Andor show, and we know about the possible Obi-Wan show. It's like Mandalorian. Does he fit in there somewhere? I don't know.
Man, see, that's what I wonder about Mandalorian. Unless someone's telling a story of the past, as far as we know, in that timeline, if it takes place post season 1, then he shouldn't be alive anymore. Kenobi, the only thing that works for that is if it's pre-Rebel Awakening, basically not long before he actually meets Luke for the first time. In reality, the final lightsaber duel between Kenobi and Maul was very close to when A New Hope begins. They're not too far apart. So that we could see some of that awesome period of time. I think it'd be interesting to see that. Just to have all the knowledge and the information, all of the history. It doesn't have to be as over the top and in your face a lightsaber duel as just the tension between the two characters.
That's true. You can do so much with tension.
Yeah. Explaining why the lightsaber duel between old Kenobi, old Ben, and Darth Vader was what it was on the Death Star. It kind of seems like he just kind of gave up, but there has to be more. He has to have that realization of 100%. That next phase. The Cassian Andor series, it works just fine because this is, again, before that time period. If it's post Solo, he's still alive and kicking on his robot legs. So there's all sorts of hijinks. The criminal organization that he's in charge of still technically exists. What his position is in that organization, I think, could be up in the air. It still seems like
that kind of brings in the possibility of bringing Amelia Clark into the show, right?
Yeah, well, they're saying that there's been talk of a writer brought on to helm or start drafting a female-centered Star Wars series, and Emilia Clarke has been apparently talking to Disney again. So
why the fuck not?
Yeah, I would love to see how she got to the place she was in Solo too.
Yeah, she was a badass character. We saw her as like an awesome character, as like Solo's love interest, and then there was that big time gap. It's like, how did she go from that to that, and secretly doing it all?
The Black Sun is a really gnarly group, and as they reveal, Maul is in charge of these people. So if she got in league with a group of people that Darth Maul is in charge of, she's done some bad shit, I'm sure. Like, she's a force to be reckoned with, and I'm very curious to see what they have her do. So,
and why not have a strong female fucking show in this universe? So many of them have existed.
Yeah, I think it's overdue.
Yeah. And we forgot to mention the fact that if we do have a Lando show, it does bring the chance to see young Han Solo pop back in, or other characters that we met throughout the timeline of these shows and movies. It's just a nice sandbox to be playing in.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of other characters. Excuse me. There's a bunch of other characters in the Star Wars universe that only get touched on a little bit in some of the movies that have developed all into this incredible lore. They've flourished in the expanded universe. I would love to see Bosk, the bounty hunter. I would love to see some of these other smaller characters, some of the older clones. I want to see Rex. I want to see if Cody survived. I want to know if any of these other guys are still kicking around. What are they doing up until the events of Rebels, and after the events of Return of the Jedi? What are they doing? Because now that they've retconned the history of some of the on-screen characters, the old white-bearded dude in Return of the Jedi that's out in the jungle with Han Solo, he's one of the clones.
No shit.
According to comic books. So what is he doing now? The guy's seen some shit.
Yeah,
he's battled Geonosians. Like,
that's pretty badass. So it sounds like Disney is say, if we're putting it in movie toast term, they're getting some bread. They're fucking popping them in the toaster. They're getting some butter out, and they're buttering that badass. And it sounds like someone else out there in the movie world is doing a little buttering, Dennis. Who's buttering a lot of toast?
Oh, Mr. Edgar Wright. I think easily one of our top directors.
Oh, yeah.
That's just killing the game right
now. To the fucking top, highest level.
Oh, man. And he's honestly, his movies are really what got me into wanting to be a part of making film.
So let's talk about it. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
And
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver is fantastic.
Let's not forget his show over with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, which led to Shaun of the Dead. It's called Spaced. Great show. They just put it over on Hulu again. Check it out if you've never seen it. It's this guy, the way he moves the camera, the way he sets things up, his dry wit. It's all fucking there. But what is he buttering right now?
Man, the edits. Oh yeah,
so good.
Well. The first one up off the block on the list of things that he's been mentioned at working on sounds really interesting to me. Stage 13. It is a story. It is this film is a ghost story about a silent era film star who apparently must have died on the lot, whose spirit still wanders the sound stages and ends up crossing paths with a contemporary living filmmaker, and they sort of hit it off. That seems to be all that's known about the story at the moment, but
and this is based on a short story too.
Yes, that is true. I
sorry, and that was not very fucking important to the story. I cut you off because
no,
it's a short story.
No,
that's a Reddit, so it's like that doesn't mean shit. But what were you saying before I cut you off there?
I don't remember. It's okay.
That's great news work right there.
We are getting back on it though.
Yeah.
No worries.
Oh man, this other one that is kind of circling that they just announced a couple of weeks ago, called The Chain. It's a fucking bonkers out there, pretty badass sound of thing. So it's about a guy whose child gets kidnapped, and of course any parent will lose their mind. But the only way that this kid can come back, or this person will release a child, is if the parent then in turn kidnaps another child. I don't know.
Twist is it's a mother, not a daughter.
Well, see, that's what happens when you don't read a story in a
we got each other's back. See,
yes,
look at that.
You.
Movie toaster buttering each other's
Even better, a strong fucking female lady kicking ass out there, kidnapping children to save her child.
Right? And I love this type of story, too. That's the type of thing that not only could it live as a Twilight Zone episode, but you can have a whole film centered around this exact thing. God, and I wish I could remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I remember watching this movie of a very similar thing of in order to get a loved one back who had died, you have to kill them wearing this necklace. And it turns into this vicious cycle of then the person felt bad because the person they killed was actually missed by someone. So they found someone else to kill to bring the last person back to life. And it turns into this horrible pattern.
So it's like a Ponzi scheme of death.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's gnarly. And then it started getting fucked up because no matter where they were, they would just wake up wherever the corpse was. So one person was getting embalmed when they came back to life. So they were in horrible, horrible pain. Anyways.
That sounds kind of intense, man. I want to see that.
I'll have to find what the name of that movie is. If anyone watch it, if you guys are familiar with what I'm talking about, hit us up. Let us know in the chats what's going on. What is it?
Do our job for us, please.
Please.
You're supposed to come here to forget about your worries, but we're like, fuck you, do our work.
Join in with us. And it's a team effort.
Yeah. And there's also another movie that he's already shot in the can. Do you want to talk about that?
Last Night in Soho. Apparently, this one's been pushed back several times. Now getting pushed back to April 23rd. Yeah. Before we get to see it on the screen. And hopefully by then we are actually watching it on the big screen. We don't know.
It's only hope.
Let's see. But that is the next movie. Yeah, I apologize.
It's all good. It's about a girl who's passionate about fashion design. Mysteriously, she's able to travel back to the 1960s, and she encounters her idol, her fashion designer idol. It's a dazzling wannabe singer. It takes place in London, and stuff seems to fall apart, and some shady consequences happen with this time travel situation. So it's like, fuck, 3 movies right there. That's how they get you, the time travel. But
it's always going to bite you.
There's a few other things this cat's talking about doing right now.
Sorry, folks. They're coming for us.
Something's happening. Like, you're so terrible, we're going to fucking put your fire out.
Burning the toast over here. We're just burning the toast.
But so one of his hit movies, his first like big American movie, was Baby Driver. And there's talks that he's written a script, I think, for the sequel already, and he's very passionate about bringing it to life, and the studio wants it. And it's like, why the hell not?
Which I want to say we might have mentioned in an episode previously. At least the rumor that the script, he's finally settling down on a version of the script. That was always what was holding it back. And more power to him. That should always be how it is. I don't want to see it if you're trying to crap something out just for us to, just for the studio to make a few bucks. No, fuck that. His movies have always felt like you're delivering quality. Let us keep maintaining that experience,
There's a reason why people want to see this. And besides all that stuff, he's talking about doing a cartoon, which is a follow-up to his previous movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
That would be an awesome experience. And I would love for more of that story to get told, because I know I've heard from fans of the books that not every detail obviously is going to get translated to the screen. So it'd be fun to see some of that extra humor, some of those character quirks kind of come on over. Some of the style that he didn't necessarily get to fully,
and you can play it like, sure, it was very cartoony and over the top and fun and action packed, but you can go so much further with an animated series.
Oh yeah. And the limits of having a budget, budgeting around human beings, obviously, is going to be nothing compared to being able to reanimate something. Those changes can be made a lot easier, besides realizing after the fact we now need to reshoot a scene or we need to add a scene, whatever.
And I'm willing to bet easily the cast would come back for that movie. Like, it looked like they had a blast. They even came back last week, I think, and did a table read of the whole script. And how often does that happen, that a movie came out 10 years ago, people are coming back and still raving and enjoying it?
Oh, yeah. I think it's one of those where this particular group of actors recognizes the impact the film had. It's not whatever you want to call it. Sure, it's a comic book movie, but this is a incredible film, period. It is just an awesome movie.
And one of the big movies that came out that week, and one of the movies that crushed it was a box office bomb. was the Expendables. Yeah, that had 3 sequels, but who the fuck is talking about the Expendables right now? People are more like, hey man, Scott Pilgrim, man, I like that. And people are reading the manga and it's like, or a graphic novel. It's like, why not? That's a no-brainer. Especially now in this COVID world where who knows what's going on with productions. Animation is thriving. So jump on board that train. And like we said, he has a very unique style with film. So I'd like to see what it would be like with an animated movie or show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But there's some talk about some wars happening, man. Want to talk about that?
No, we can't. We can't because they're secret wars.
Oh, that's right. That'd be kind of crazy to let that one out. There's want to explain what's going on here?
So the Russo brothers have announced that they are possibly getting back into the old Marvel universe, even though they had said they're going to step away for a minute.
What?
But they're going to finally tell a story that they say are the story they've always wanted to tell to begin with. And that is the Secret Wars story arc, which was made very famous as this brought almost every Marvel hero and some of their biggest villains all into one team to fight alongside a common enemy. So that's a huge proposition.
And this is what a place where you can bring in Doctor Doom, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and this is the world where all those are coming over to Disney right now, and they got to introduce it. So it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why not?
It would kind of make sense that this is a reason why to start getting all those series going. Let's start getting the fans familiar with these other characters because we're about to dump them all into one place, and we want it to make sense of why everyone's doing what they're doing, or why should we give a damn about anyone for any particular reason.
And the fact of the matter is, we thought our minds were blown by, well, not we, but I'll say I thought my mind was blown by all the heroes that were in Infinity War and Endgame. That's nothing compared to this. And it's like, isn't it like alternate realities and stuff where they can bring in, like Iron Man can come back to life, Natasha can come back to life. It's like all these people can flow back into the MCU.
Easily. And at this point, they could start bringing in multiple of the same character. Mm-hmm. So we could have 2, 3, 4 different Spider-Men at the same time. Spider-People. Because Spider-Gwen could easily be one of them if they decided to establish that. This is a storyline where they could kind of combine more of the new era versions of characters with the old way the story was told. So we kind of have this, basically like the other films have all been assembled, a mix of the old and the new in the cinematic universe, because that's always the place where you get to experiment with those things. As with, I don't know, every comic book universe kind of gets rewritten every once in a while. Anyway,
so we could have like a James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart sharing the screen as Professor Xavier at the same time. Even though I don't know how they're going to be fighting in a war, and a new fucking Professor X.
I could see that easily.
Huh. The question that's on my mind, I think you brought up earlier to me off camera. What about, isn't there like another secret war type of thing brewing in the MCU right now?
Yeah, and it was one that I thought that we were going to get deeper into by now, but I guess we've kind of abandoned that ship, or at least we're going to change course in how it gets presented. But I thought the Secret Invasion storyline was to be something that would end up playing out a lot bigger, especially the fact that it existed in 2 of the movies. Mm-hmm. It was referenced in, I believe it was referenced in the TV series as well.
Oh, shit.
I could be misquoting that, but I want to believe it was at least touched on, or there was some type of reference that there was an awareness that the Skrull exists. Huh. So I don't know why we couldn't get, maybe it's too many of that type of storyline between the two. This one's going to get a bigger group of heroes, whereas the other one is like, well, we're always just seeing the good and bad version of the same character. We're just getting like half the cast doing twice the work.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy how that happens. We got a listener, I guess we call it a listener. We got Rick the Tick over listening. He's walking, but he's listening to the show right now. He asked about, wow, I just said that because that's his Twitter handle, but that's his name on Twitch. He just asked us if Simon Pegg is playing the fashion designer in Last Night in Soho. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case, sadly. I'd love to see Simon Pegg as a fashion designer.
He'd probably say that too. Yeah.
Oh,
we can start the rumor now, but I don't think it would be.
Oh God! Now let me run through who's in the cast of this movie. I'm sorry that we hijacked the story here, but it's like, fuck it. Rick's walking and wants to know this, so we gotta fucking find out.
Come on, Rick.
He's the one watcher right now, so it's like we'd be remiss if we didn't say something here. Let's see.
Toasters, if you were just involved in the conversation, you would get this type of treatment too. We are here for you.
We got Anna Taylor-Joy. She's, I think, the girl that travels through time. Someone named Diana Rigg, Tamison McKenzie, Matt Smith, Terrence Stamp, Lisa McGills, Rita, James. I don't know any of these other fucking people. I know like 2 of them. So it doesn't look like Peg's there.
They're going to be taken care of at least.
Yeah. So, I mean, but who's to say Simon or Nick can't pop up in this movie somewhere? That'd be cool if we had like a crossover with World's End or something. Like it's the same world. She somehow ends up in the fucking alien robot apocalypse at the end.
Oh God, yeah.
But
picked up earlier by the
that'd be great. That I would really enjoy that, but I doubt it works in the Cornetto trilogy. I don't know how I'm pronouncing that. But yeah. So sorry, I totally cut you off with the Skrulls. It's what the Skrulls are impersonating people, you were saying, right?
Yeah, and they were revealed in Captain Marvel. They touched on them quite a bit. The fact that they were throughout the movie, but it just didn't. I feel like we didn't use that enough. They were a force to be reckoned with in the books. Why are we not messing with that more? Especially when they have all the power of the person that they're mimicking. So. Another evil Spider-Man or another evil Phoenix, that's terrifying. I do not want to fuck with that. Like that is.
And I think at one point, a couple of years ago, Deadpool was in the Secret Wars, but I think Wanda made it so people forgot about it. So we could bring Ryan Reynolds in here, cracking jokes and fucking things up, and
easily.
Then being erased from it, which could be kind of fun.
Yeah. But at that point, you could also just walk right out of the frame and decide, I'm not going to help you guys.
Yeah, break that fourth wall and be like, fuck these guys. That's why I didn't want to be a part of Disney or something. Yeah, it could be really fun. And yeah, like you were saying, they set it up in, spoiler alert, for Far From Home, Spider-Man. We have Nick Fury and, what is it, Agent Maria Hill, Kobe Smulders. The whole time we think they're them. Then we find out at the end, no, they're up in fucking space, and these are fucking the Krull from Captain Marvel impersonating them for Nick Fury because he's setting up something bigger in space.
Which now sounds like they're all playing into this story starting to get developed, or that's at least what we're revving up to for all of the other individual movies, with the Thor coming down the pipeline, the next Spider-Man movie, although getting pushed back. Obviously, they know what movie they're making.
Eternals is spanning through time. Shang-Chi. So many. But the sad part is everything has been fucking pushed. Marvel's Phase 4 has been pushed. So to start this year, pushed. Oh man, and like we were just talking about Spider-Man, we already have that alternative timeline kicking in because of J. Jonah Jameson, played by J.K. Simmons, and that movie has been pushed from early next year to Christmas of next year, I think. So that's kind of cool.
Man, yeah. At least they haven't given it that horrible indefinite tag like Mulan has gotten, which that's such a fucking bummer. I hate to hear things like that, and it's like, it's sitting done or basically done somewhere, and they need a huge return to get their money back on it. But
hey, they can't drop everything to Disney Plus, apparently.
Yeah, I guess that's
just ice cold, man. So fucking ice cold.
It is. We'll eat it up. And the people who haven't switched over there, they're going to start coming over if they realize, oh shit. So all of the new Disney movies are going to start showing up on there. Well, might as well get my subscription then, or might as well sign up for the real one. And
we're going to ice you.
Put milk in the free one. Yeah.
We're going to have Dave Franco fucking play Vanilla Ice and pay attention to that, not your fucking silly Disney shit.
What's that? What's that? Is that for real?
Oh, yeah. Dave Franco is going to be playing Vanilla Ice in a Vanilla Ice biopic, man. Oh,
look at
boy.
that transition. Brought to you by Movie Toast.
Hard.
So, in light of all the recent hype of Franco's directorial debut from The Rental, the next story he's also been attached to, which I guess the rumor had started, or the word had got out last year. But we are now pressing forward. Production is set to begin later this year on the film titled "To the Extreme,"
Ooh.
which is the title of Vanilla Ice's 1990 hit album.
Oh man, and looking at a picture of the two of them side by side, eerily kind of similar. It's like I can see that. Fuck
right.
James Franco, man. I want to see Vanilla Ice. Let's go and put Dave Franco. I know you haven't seen this movie, Grandma's Boy, but Vanilla Ice is like a side character playing himself, and I'm like, oh man, now I want to see that. But I want to see Adam Sandler and Dave Franco playing Vanilla Ice, playing side by side. That could be kind of fun.
Oh man, it's like I haven't seen Grandma's Boy in a while, but I don't.
Oh, no, sorry, not Grandma's Boy. If I say Grandma Boy, my apologies. I hate you, Dad. No, not I hate you, Dad. Fucking. Oh boy.
That's my boy.
Donnie Burger. That's my boy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I threw that in there for you, Rick, because I know you and I are like the only two people in this world that love that movie.
Oh my god.
But
you, Rick.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, man. It's like, what is going on with Vanilla Ice? It's like, will they show him on the set of like Ninja Turtles 2 doing the ninja rap?
Oh my god, that would be great. They at least have to reference like, yeah, there's a we got a call to be in the movie. Oh yeah, what movies? They want you to perform a song. You know, there's all sorts of.
What is that voice you're doing? You got like a little
I don't know. It's gonna be
on that.
It's gonna be his manager. I don't know. This is what his manager sounds like.
I like that. Let's give him a name. Let's call him Steve. Steve the manager.
Steve the Vanilla Ice manager. This is him.
But it's like, what? I don't know much about Vanilla Ice's story. Like, what is their like gripping that is like, fuck, I gotta see a Vanilla Ice movie, man.
He tried to rip off Queen. I know that much.
Well, I guess that could work in there.
That's
was that like a legal battle kind of thing?
Yeah. They went to court.
Huh. Didn't someone else go to court about like a video game or something?
Oh, I feel like every year there's always at least a handful of really big, like some musical artists saying they got ripped off by someone else. And not to say that it's not true, it's totally true sometimes, especially when you hear some of that shit side by side. But then there's times where I'm sorry, it's just got to be coincidence, or it's, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's only so many sounds the human ear can comprehend. After a while, we're gonna start making the same sounds again. I don't know.
You know what? I really want to see it fast forward. I want to see Vanilla Ice today. See what he's up to. Doesn't he have like a reality show where he like builds houses or something on like HGTV?
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't believe. Yes, got to the point to where he's got nothing against you, Mr. Van Winkle. All power to you. I've never remodeled and flipped a house before.
I can't even do a bathroom. It's been 4 months and my shit fucking bathroom isn't done yet.
Oh man, that hurts to hear. Man,
but fucking Vanilla Ice is fucking souping up houses left and right and selling them.
There you go
for him. But what I was getting at, some legal battles here with some video game action, man. Apparently Tetris had some fucking issues.
Yeah, there is an interesting sounding film that's going to tell that story. I apologize. I got to get my glasses back on here.
That's good.
So after that flawless handoff you gave me, I'm gonna fuck it up. Taron Egerton is gonna be a part of the cast.
Taron Egerton, the ape from DreamWorks hit movie Sing.
Oh, you know it.
The Kingsman character himself.
Famous. There you go. That actually is
Robin Hood. Oh my God, Robin Hood. Did not see it, but I know he played him.
I didn't either. I forgot about that completely. Actually, wow, that's
the world forgot about it. I bet.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Probably.
So he's playing in a film telling the story of how Tetris came to be the game sitting in front of us, or the one, the game that we all know.
Yeah, I've been fucking playing Tetris 99 like a motherfucker throughout this
that game's so fast.
Fucking the other day I got to like fucking third place. I'm like, why is it not first? Fuck this game.
Oh,
and then I got like 30
more getting up there.
Yeah, it's like, don't let me get that far, man, if I suck this much.
Should have let me die off at 52.
Yeah. Don't even get me to the top 50. I don't even want to be 50 below. I want to be 50 or above. 89.
89. Yeah, 89. I broke 90.
It's happened. They fuck me over sometimes. And by they, I mean myself. For fucking
the other 98.
Because for me, it's always like I like fucking Mine is all about like I want to build the giant builds. I want to do like 5 at a time. I want to slam these motherfuckers, but I forget assholes can like put their fucking bricks and like fuck me up. And I still don't even understand how it works with all the other fucking things flying around, like the badges and this and that. I just recently found out you can change your background. I got a Super Mario background there, and I got a kitty cat icon.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know you could do that shit.
Oh, yeah. I got a Luigi's Mansion background from this last Halloween. They gave it away for free.
Hey, Rick, I do appreciate you saying if I'm not first at Tetris 99, the game's broken. I wish that was true.
You're being too nice, Rick. Come on.
Yeah. Come on. We all know there's a wildcat out there scratching down the game left and right.
Rawr.
Yeah.
Doesn't say much, but he's got claws.
He'll bite. He'll go meow. Game. Sorry, I totally cut you off just to read that. Oh man. So I don't know.
Yeah, Tetris movie. No, yeah. So it's telling the story. There's more to it than just the Game Boy game. Which that was the first pack-in game that came with the original Game Boy that Nintendo released. I believe that was what you would get with it. That's why it's one of the most popular games to have ever been created, is because it was the Wii Sports of the Game Boy.
But sadly, that in Super Mario Brothers, only 2 games I'm like, I want to fucking play. Like, I was still playing Tetris on my phone up until last month.
Testament to the game itself? Like,
yeah, Tetris itself pulled the game, or EA, I think, owns Tetris nowadays. They pulled the fucking game off my fucking cell phone. You can't have that app anymore. It has to be one of those third-party ones. I'm like, fuck that shit.
Oh, yeah. I think, doesn't Nintendo own the license, or have the license to it now? That's why.
I guess that makes sense.
Nintendo does not like to share. They don't like to play nice with other. That's why it's very rare you see their licensed characters and other big things. They must have paid a lot of money. Like whenever anything showed up in
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, I thought that was a huge deal. It's like they paid some serious change to get all of that stuff in there.
But yeah. I'm excited. Illumination Studios, the guys that do fucking Minions and all that jazz. I forgot what Invincible. Star Mark Wahlberg. What the fuck is that movie? Gru. What is that? Wow, Despicable Me.
Despicable Me. Oh,
those guys and The Secret Life of Pets. Those guys are working on a Super Mario Brothers movie, and I'm like, I want to know what that is. I want to know what the cast is. Didn't
they do Angry Birds?
No, that I think was Blue Sky, which was a affiliate of Fox, so that's probably dithered away. I love the first fucking Angry Birds movie. The second one, not so much. I don't know what the difference is. I mean, you have Jason Sudeikis, who I love, and Danny McBride, Josh Gad. I don't know the rest of the cast. I think in the sequel, or maybe was it the first one? They had, I think it was the first one. What's his face? The fucking dude from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Fucking Sean Penn was in it. And it's like, what? Oh, no, I think it's the sequel. It's like, why is he in an Angry Birds movie, man?
He's got to keep paying property taxes, man. Come on.
Although he is setting up a lot of free places to test for COVID in Los Angeles. So respect to that. And Haiti shit. And I don't know. Anyways, I keep fucking delaying the show. Like, I would be intrigued as shit if like this Tetris movie was about fucking the Kingsman guy, like being like Jesse Eisenberg and fucking the Social Network. That would be kind of interesting. Like a video game Social Network.
Oh, yeah. And that's what it's sounding like, because it's going to be facing head on that legal battle of who should have been getting the rights to the people who created the game itself and the distribution of the software. They're talking because who else was attached to the movie? I wasn't seeing any other names. It was more commenting on the story and who specifically Taron Egerton's going to be playing. But
a guy named Hank Rogers. Hank Rogers. Yeah.
Hank Rogers. Yes.
I want to know the story. I want to get behind the story of why there's like the Russian style fucking houses and like
it's where it was
intro and shit.
Part of it's because it's where it was made. It was a
way to spoil the fucking movie for me, man. I was looking for. That was my $12 right there. Man.
That was there. It's all shot to hell.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for knowing things, Dennis. Bastard.
Oh no. Well, shoot. That's been a whole hunk of news there, my friend.
Yeah, this week sucked. This week was Comic-Con week. Comic-Con at home. There's no fucking news. Like, what's with that?
Yeah, and I'm sure you folks have heard a lot of this stuff. You've probably heard of some of the stories we even touched on. You know how it is. This is just the time where everyone's kind of holding their breath to have their big announcements, big releases, and I think because no one's really getting to live in the hype and enjoy the crowd and hear the applause and all that stuff, it doesn't really feel as big as it has in the past. So
yeah,
hopefully by next week we'll get some bigger stories
Rick, you're right. The movie is about the history of Tetris and mainly a lot about this lawsuit happening. And yeah, Dennis did spoil it being about the Soviets. Fucking Dennis.
Oh, Dennis.
This is why I need Tommy to come back to the show. He'll fucking just read the story and tell me what I need. I miss you, Thomas.
Yep. Miss you, buddy.
Rick, you don't follow the news. The news will follow you.
That's why we follow you, Rick. We're gonna follow you around. Don't look now. Don't look behind you because we just hid.
Yeah, you get a nice tea at McDonald's Square there. Yeah. All right. I think we're going loopy, man. I'm sitting in my car. You're sitting in your house. I think that's the show for this week, man.
Yeah. I'm glad, Rick, you showed up, and everyone else who's watching later. Thank you for checking us out. We're going to keep rolling out some news episodes to you on the weekly. Try to stick to roughly the same day, but it might float around here and there once in a while. But you should always be able to find us later on all these said sites, wherever we streamed at the time. Come check us.
Yeah.
Check us out. Check the platform out. See what you missed.
Yeah, this Twitch is going to be the home of live news, but then we're going to port it over to fucking YouTube and try to get 4 extra views, man.
That's right.
Yeah, so you can follow us on any social media fucking platform that you got at movie_toast. You set me up for that, and I totally fucking shit.
I did say no, because I realized like shit. I should have known. I should have started rolling that stuff out myself. And I got to lay it all on you, man, making you do all the heavy lifting. So we are on the Discord, on the Reddit, on obviously YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those good places. Hit us up, let us know, messages, add us when whatever the thing is.
And don't forget, every Thursday, fucking download the Movie Reviews podcast, man, on all the podcast network. Movie Toast News and Reviews, even though it's only reviews on the podcast, but that's still our fucking name.
That it is, sir. We'll have a solid review coming for you this week. We'll be getting around to a film that has been reviewed in the past, and I might have a different take on it than what others may be thinking. And this week we also have another film Adam and I have watched in tandem. We'll
on a bicycle.
Potentially have different different screens, same bike. We may or may not give different reviews of the new Netflix film, The Old Guard. So come check it out.
And it's interesting that you mentioned that the Vanilla Ice story broke from fucking Dave Franco talking about the movie The Rental, because I watched The Rental this week, so there's going to be a review about that.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah. Stick around. Keep your eyes peeled on your podcaster devicer, and we will be there Thursday, maybe Friday, but should be Thursday.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen? And there's always going to be a trailer talk, which is our movie trailer review commentary type thing.
It's our reaction.
Really, yes. Yeah. The words reaction. Yeah. Wow. I typed that out so many times I don't even remember how to fucking pronounce that shit. Movie trailer talk. Boy. And that's over on Facebook, and that kind of pops up every now and again. It's once a week, but the day fluctuates. But yeah, check us out on fucking YouTube. Everything we do is ported over to YouTube, and we're really trying to build it up. There's a segment called Adam at the Cinema where I give kind of poor, quick reviews, as if the reviews had to be quick. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm just going to shut the fuck up and let's end the show, man. Everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you come back next week and we have real news.
Thanks for joining us, Toasters. As always, stay toasty.
Peace out.